Welcome back to At Any Cost. I've got a deck video for you today. It's the Dastardly Devious Double Dookie deck. Do you like playing bombs early? Do you like using your bartering power to keep you in the game longer? Then this is the deck for you. I want to start by covering the pros and cons of this deck. I'll start with the cons and show you how the pros balance them out. These are late leaders. 7 deploy is usually the end of the game, but we have 7 different ramp cards, almost 10% of the deck, to make sure your leaders get on the field. This deck is Separatist slanted to use Green Dooku's ability to exploit. However, Blue Dooku makes sure you always have at least one droid to keep exploit online. Your bombs need exploit, but you've got the ramp to help you pay for them, while Blue Dooku is always giving you something to exploit. Meaning you can play any 2, 3, or 4 drop on turn 1 by using Blue Dooku to make a droid and then exploiting a unit in. You do have to think about your sequencing in this deck to make sure 2 things happen. Number 1, you keep a droid or a unit around to exploit. And number 2, timing your exploit to make sure they don't get removed as soon as you play them. Here's the alley-oop and dunk of this deck. First of all, your Blue Dooku is an action. Choose 2 players. They each heal 1 damage from their base and create a battle droid token. That will always be you and then somebody else that you're trying to entice or help keep on your side. The dunk is the Green Dooku, where you use an action to exhaust this leader, play a Separatist card from your hand. It gains Exploit 1. You may defeat 1 unit you control. If you do, that card costs 2 less. So you're subtracting 2 from the cost of every unit that you play. If it's a Separatist unit, hint hint, we have a lot of Separatist units. So the way this works is you're using Blue Dooku to give yourself the exploit while helping keep somebody on your side or enticing them not to take advantage of you, and then using the Green Dooku to slam dunk and then play that big unit faster. The leader side of these cards read as follows. Blue Dooku is a 6/7, restore 2 on attack, create 2 battle droid tokens. Green Dooku is a 5/9 with overwhelm, on attack. The next Separatist card you play this phase gains exploit 3. So the typical order, what you want to do is you'll flip out your Blue Dooku first, wait for the next turn, attack with them, however you want to time this up. But you usually hit with Blue Dooku first, create those 2 battle droid tokens, hit with your Green Dooku to then add exploit 3, so that's potentially -6, which does stack with the card's ability. So if you have an exploit 1 unit, you attack with Green Dooku, that's now an exploit 4. You could sacrifice 4 droids or 4 units to make that 8 cost card cost nothing. We mentioned earlier that you're going to need to ramp in this game to make sure your leaders deploy, so here is the almost 10% of your deck that will help you ramp. Up first is 2 cost Galactic Escalation. Each player resources the top card of their deck. Yes, unfortunately everyone will ramp with you, but you got to get to your leaders. Number 3 is Resupply, good old fashioned, put this event into play as a resource. Again, just great ramp. Next is Spark of Hope. It's the only off aspect card we have in the deck, but it's worth it. It means it's a 4 cost. Choose a unit in your discard pile. If it was defeated this phase, put it into play as a resource. It's going to cost you 4 because it's off aspect with heroism, but again, you have to ensure that you get to your leader, so we're ramping with anything that we can. Next is 3 cost Super Laser Technician, 2/1. When defeated, you may put this unit into play as a resource and ready it. I love exploiting this guy. So the units you exploit don't have to be Separatists. The units you play using exploit have to be Separatists. So it's great to play this guy and then exploit like a cheap 2 cost or 3 cost out there, depending on what turn you're on. So you can play this guy, ramp, and play a card at the same time. It's amazing. Same thing you can do with Expendable Mercenary, 4 cost, 3/3. When defeated, you may resource this unit from its owner's discard pile. So same thing, you can play this guy, again, depending on whatever resources you're on, exploit them, play out a unit, and you've ramped and played out a unit in the same turn. Next is 4 cost Genderian Valley, blue-green, 1/5, restore 1. When played, search the top 8 cards of your deck for a card and resource it. So, restore is great. 5 health is, hopefully keeping you in the game a little bit longer. That restore is going to help. You can search the top 8 cards of your deck for something that you don't really need at the time, ramp it, and move on with your life. And your last resort is the Resupply Carrier. Yes, it's a 6 cost. This is your card if you haven't seen any ramp in the rest of the game. It's a 4/5 capital ship. When played, you may put the top card of your deck into play as a resource. So this is just your last resort. Hey, I didn't see any of my ramp cards, and I have to get to my leader sooner. Alright, moving on to the bombs that we're trying to play in this deck. Why are we going through all this hassle to play a droid, exploit it out, and play something sooner? I'll show you why. Up first is a Separatist Super Tank. It's a 9 cost Villainy Command, 8/8 Separatist. These are all going to be Separatists. Exploit 3, which means in a perfect world you could play 3 droids or sacrifice 3 droids and pay 3 for an 8/8 on the ground. Incredible. Using Green Dooku, if you had 4 things to exploit, you could pay 1 for an 8/8 on the ground. Again, dropping a big bomb saying, hey, do you have any answers? Because this guy's about to hit for 8. Next is Malevolence, 9 cost, Vigilance, Villainy, 7/7, Exploit 4, Restore 2. So we can pay 1 for this guy. We can also play him for free if we've got enough things and we're using Green Dooku to add that Exploit 1 because they will stack. The Restore is going to help you stay in the game. You're trying to drop this guy. If you see him in your hand, you're trying to play this game ship as early as you can to get that Restore and that 7/7 in space. It has an added bonus of when played, give an enemy unit -4 for this phase, and it can attack for this phase. So you're stunning something, and you're hopefully, you're able to trade into it with another smaller unit, but your main aspect here is you're trying to get this in early with Restore 2 and a 7/7 in space. Next is a 9 cost command, Vatoon Pala, 7/7 Separatist capital ship in space. This unit costs 1 less to play for each friendly droid unit. So again, if you've got a field of them, you realistically might have 2 or 3. You can subtract 2 or 3 from this cost, bring it down to, a 7 or a 6. And then if you haven't attacked with those battle droid units or whatever droids you have on the field, if you exhaust them, it says each friendly droid unit may be exhausted to pay cost as if it were a resource. So if you exhaust those 3, right? So we've taken this down to 6. You exhaust those 3 battle droid tokens, you can now pay 3 for a 7/7 in space. It doesn't have the Restore 2 like Malevolence, but again, it is a big ship in space, and you've paid very little for it. Next is probably my favorite bomb of the entire deck is Invincible. It's a 6 cost Cunning Villainy, 6/6 Separatist capital ship. If you control a unique Separatist card, this unit costs 1 less to play. You do because you have Dooku as a leader, so this is a 5 cost. So even just using, this doesn't come with Exploit. This is why we have Green Dooku. You're going to use Green Dooku to add Exploit 1, which means you will pay 3 for a 6/6 in space. This happens a lot. I love it. It freaks people out. It has an added bonus of when you deploy a leader, you may return a non-leader unit that costs 3 or less to its owner's hand. I mean, if you play this closer when your leaders flip, sure, that'll help. But you're really trying to smack this down really early in the game. Just be careful with your timing on when you do this, so you're trying to go earlier in the next phase so you don't have to, let somebody remove this with a card in their hand. Next is another 6 cost, the Invisible Hand, Command Villainy, 6/6, when played and when this unit completes an attack, search the top 8 cards of your deck for a droid unit, reveal it, and draw it. Again, we've got a lot of droids, a lot of Separatists. If it costs 2 or less, you may play it for free. I'll be honest, not a lot of droid 2 costs in this deck, but it's going to help you draw other droids, maybe those higher costs of those bombs that you're looking for, so you can exploit them out. Next is a 7 cost. If you've seen my green video, this is in there. 7 cost command, choose sides, choose a friendly non-leader unit and an enemy non-leader unit, and exchange control of these units. So maybe you've got a little battle droid token, right? Maybe it's exhauster, maybe it's ready. Someone just played something in and it came in ready, or maybe it's sitting over from the next round. You're saying, okay, here's my little 1/1 battle droid token. I'm going to take your big bomb. Darth Sidious, 6 cost, Vigilance, Command, and Villainy, 4/6, hidden. Each other friendly Separatist unit gets +1, and when a non-token unit is defeated, create a battle droid token. So not only does this guy buff your Separatist units, which is what we have, but it's also going to create a battle droid token when any other unit on the field, yours or an opponent's, dies. Now remember it said non-token, so it doesn't count if a battle droid token dies, but if an enemy opponent's unit dies, you can make a battle droid token. Next is, a favorite. Gore, 12 cost. I know, sounds crazy. Command, 7/7, Separatist creature. Exploit 3, right? So in a perfect world, you're paying 6 for this guy. Add your Green Dooku. You could, pay 4 for this guy. Sentinel, Ambush, and Overwhelm. He's got all the keywords all the time. Great if you can get him out. It's not always likely. He is a good closer when it works. But also it's just fun to just say, hey, I've got a 12 cost and that guy might come out really early. And the last aspect of this deck I want to talk about is the interaction. Up first is Cohoon Assassin, 3 cost, Cunning, Vigilance, Villainy. An opponent of your choice may discard a card from their hand. If they do, give a non-vehicle unit -8/-8 for this phase. So let's say somebody plays a big bomb of a unit, it's a non-vehicle, you've been cozying up to somebody, giving them battle droid tokens and healing, and you're saying, hey, you got something expendable in your hand, If you discard this, I can get rid of that. I can get rid of that big bomb for you. Next is 5 cost. It's an OG, Overwhelming Barrage. Command Villainy. Give a friendly unit +2/+2 for this phase. Then it deals damage equal to its power, divided as you choose among any number of units. This is the best removal in the game. You're hoping to smack it on one of your bombs that you've played a little bit earlier, and this thing just gets out of control. Next is 3 cost, Cunning, Outmaneuver. Choose an arena, ground, or space. Exhaust each unit in that arena. So that does exhaust your own units, but there's a lot more space bombs in this deck, so hopefully what you're doing is you're exploiting your little ground guys, you're playing out some big space units, and before somebody can hit you, you're saying, nope, the whole ground unit is exhausted. Next is 1 cost, Cunning, Political Pressure. Choose an opponent. They may discard a random card from their hand. If they don't, create 2 battle droid tokens. This is just more of an insurance policy to make sure you still got some droids on the ground. This could be a flex card if you don't like it. I like to play it. I like, I've said it a couple times. I like hand hate, so if I can rip a card out of somebody's hand, it's enjoyable. You'll most often create 2 battle droid tokens because people are going, I don't really care. Next is Magna Guard Wing Leader, 3 cost, Command Villainy, 3/4. Action, attack with a droid unit, then attack with another droid unit. Use this ability once each round. Most of this deck is droids. So if you can play this guy out early, even play him on curve, and then you can use an action. It doesn't exhaust him, if you notice, it doesn't exhaust him. You can attack with a droid unit, could be this one, and another droid unit, so it's a little action compression, which works great. Next is Tactical Droid Commander, 5 cost, Cunning Villainy, 4/4, Exploit 2, so you could pay 1 for this guy, or nothing if you use Green Dooku's ability. When you play another Separatist unit, you may exhaust a unit that costs the same as or less than the played unit. So this is a great guy to keep around once you get him out there. You don't want to exploit this guy and sacrifice him. You want to keep him, so then if he sticks around when you're bringing in those big bombs earlier, their cost is the cost on the card, not what you paid for them. So if you sneak in that 9 cost Malevolence, and you've exploited them and paid cheaper for it, this guy will allow you to exhaust something that's a 9 cost or less. He's a great card to keep on the field. Alright, and to close this out today, I've got the deck image and the deck link in the description. Use Blue Dooku, make the droid, heal yourself, keep an enemy close, and then slam dunk with the Green Dooku to exploit and play your big bombs faster, keeping your enemies on their toes. I hope this deck works for you. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, and I'll see you in the next one.